Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're back with another video, and it's been a long time since one of these videos, which is like a talking discussion rant video. I used to do these a lot during 2020 when COVID was hitting, and like I wasn't really playing fighting games. I was like playing Grand Blue here and there, but because of the late base netcode, how bad it was, I just kind of stopped playing and just started playing Valorant and stuff like that. But anyway, we're doing another ranting video because Strive is in some hot water right now, and I wanted to give my take on why Strive is in hot water. So Twitter is obviously on Strive's tail. In my opinion, I think there's like 4 reasons for this, why Strive is getting so much heat. I mean, there is definitely some fatigue, but in my opinion, I like Strive, honestly. I feel like Strive is a better game than Exerd, which could be a hot take. I think Exerd is still more fun, but, you know, it is the first versions of Strive, so we have to wait and see what they do, especially in October. I know a lot of people are waiting for the October patch, but I have 4 main reasons why Strive is getting kind of shitted on right now. In my opinion, I think the game has 2 issues, like gameplay-wise. I feel like the damage is a little bit too high. Still, I feel like the damage is a little bit too high. And then also leading into like a secondary portion, which is I've been playing Jacko for like 2 weeks. But I like slowly giving up on her, only for the fact that like she is a good character, but the damage being too high makes it so like playing characters that are hard, like difficult to like master, is like low-key not worth it, because when you can play characters that just do so much high damage, like Mei, Sol, Leo, and Nago, and are very, very easy, it makes playing the hard characters just not worth it, in my opinion. I mean, you know, you could debate that, but and honestly, like, hard characters are just not in Strive right now because the damage is so high, but it is what it is. Hopefully they change that. But those are the reasons why I think Strive is getting shitted on Twitter right now. The 4 reasons I'm gonna go over, kind of, it's a balance between Arxis and Twitter, honestly, like the FGC as a whole. The first issue I think is like starting like pre-release of the game is the it's not Guilty Gear part, right? So the it's not Guilty Gear factor was pretty heavy in the beginning before the game released. Now, to be fair, the game did suck ass. Like, if you didn't play the beta, the game was pretty fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was really bad. It was probably one of the worst fighting games I've ever played in my life. Like, beta 1, beta 2 was really ugly. Like, that game was like almost like a beat 'em up, pretty much. Like, it was really, really broken. It was really boring. Not a good game. So like, partially it's Arxis to blame, especially those early versions of the game are very rough. But I think people, you know, there's definitely some old heads are like, oh, it's not Guilty Gear, but like overall, Strive right now is very Guilty Gear. I must say it is a Guilty Gear game for sure, you know. But the old heads were definitely bitching a lot, and Arxis didn't help with the beta 1 and 2 being so bad. I feel like that's one reason why Guilty Gear, but it's like early, right? It's like pre-release. So let's talk about release, right? When the game came out. So my second issue, or my second reason why I think the game definitely is suffering right now, is the terrible lobbies, the terrible loading screen, and like the pre-patch issues overall. Those hurt the game a lot, because like, especially for tournaments, like if you were entering tournaments during that first month, like the loading, the lobbies just getting deleted constantly, like, or you just couldn't get into the private matches, like those were fucking brutal. Like, people were getting really sick and tired of the lobbies, and the lobbies are still not good, right? There's still plenty of issues. The loading is still way too fucking long outside of Japan, and there are still a lot of times the game just crashes, not crashes, but like the lobby crashes, or you get kicked out of like ranked match, like quote unquote, right? So there's still issue with the lobby up until right now, and the loading is still the same. It's still really dog shit. So they said they were gonna address the loading in the October patch, but like the lobby system just still sucks overall. And obviously the avatars are pretty boring, in my opinion. Like, it took me like 2 weeks. I played a lot, to be fair, but it took me like 2 weeks to unlock all of the items in the game. Like, not all of the colors, but all the customizable things you can do for the character. So like that effort that they put in was just kind of bad use of time, honestly. Like, they could have just made the lobbies better and just say fuck it with the avatars, because the avatars are just boring already, honestly. So that's like kind of like week 1, month 1, right? So also another like kind of more of like a month like week 1 to like stretching out to now is the overwhelming amount of tournaments. So like I know a lot of people, including myself, definitely had fatigue of the game because there was so many tournaments. Like I have a calendar, I'll put it on the screen right now. I have a calendar of how many fucking tournaments were happening like during that first like month of Guilty Gear. There was like multiple a day, every single fucking day. And I know people were entering tournaments constantly, and I know that shit must have sucked, especially dealing with the lobbies, how they were. I know that shit was horrid, like, and I felt it too, honestly. And I feel like people, like, especially if you were like, yo, I'm gonna do really good in Strive, like, this is my game, right? Rollbacks here. Like, if you're especially like a net play monster, or you're like an old Guilty Gear player who like did pretty well, you're probably like, this is gonna be my game, right? It's my game. And like you're playing in tournaments constantly and you're just not winning in any of them, like that shit sucks. Like speaking for myself, right? I'm not very good at Guilty Gear. I'm not very good at Strive, to be honest. I'm like okay. I wasn't really good at Exert either, to be honest. So like, you know, I've accepted that Strive isn't my game, right? It's just not for me. But some people just like were just grinding that shit to hide, like to hell basically. They were grinding that shit. OD. Just like I'm gonna win, like it's gonna be my time. Especially like there are some tournaments happening, especially like esports, like the CLG and like Panda Global was having their weekly stuff like that. So people had super high levels amounts of copium for the game, especially for tournaments. Like I'm gonna win all the tournaments, like I'm gonna win so much money and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, some people aren't built for Guilty Gear, including myself. It's not my game, and it's some people can't accept that either. And just, even if it is your game, right? Let's say you did win a lot of tournaments. Like, I'm sure that, like, wore you down a lot, I'm sure. Like, for the people that have won a lot, especially, like, locals, stuff like that. You know, playing every day is gonna fucking suck. Like, no, I don't, like, tournaments are not meant to be played every day, in my opinion. But, to their own, you know? In the last part, this is kind of, like, a build-up to now. Like, how the game is right now. And it's, I want to say Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox is the main contributor to this. And other top players voicing their issue with the game. Now this is solely, so including like the overwhelming amount of tournaments, this is solely on the community itself. Like ArcSys didn't really have any fault to this. The first two, it's kind of on Guilty Gear, like on ArcSys, but these last two are just the FGC just being annoying as fuck. So Sonic Fox, you know, Sonic Fox, other people can voice their opinions about the game. Sonic Fox does a little bit annoying with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like they definitely like kind of trigger a reaction for Twitter. They know what they're doing, but other people kind of latch onto that and just feel like, well, if Sonic Fox thinks the game is bad, then the game is bad, right? Like you could like the game. It's not all the way up to Sonic Fox and other top players to have an opinion for you, right? Like I think the game is good. I think the game is better than Exert, not as fun as Exert. And there's definitely issue with the game. You know, defensively also the game kind of suffers. Like you really get shitted on defensively, in my opinion, in this game. But, you know, it's not the most garbage game ever. Like, balance-wise, it's not bad. You know, like I said, playing characters that are difficult could be annoying because of the damage, but I think overall the game is, like, pretty well-balanced, especially this last pack, so definitely boosted some characters up, like Faust, and Anji's a little bit better. Of course, you know, they buff Leo, and, like, Soul a little bit, but I think overall the game balance isn't too bad, but people just take whatever the top player says to heart, and it's just fucking annoying. Like, it's really hurting the game for sure. You know, it's a combination of ArcSys and the FGC, but this part of it, like stop taking top players' words to heart. Like, if you like the game, just play it, right? And you could play it. The game is rollback, and the rollback is amazing, right? So if you like the game, just play the game. You don't have to enter tournaments every single day. It's not necessary, right? Just play when you want. Play to have fun, like me, honestly. Like, when Melty Blood comes out, I'm going to be more focused on Melty Blood. Especially for content-wise. Like, content-wise for Guilty is kind of hard. It's just, like, there's so many people playing, and, like, my numbers have suffered a lot. And Melty is, like, doing extremely well. So, you know, Melty, content-wise and tournament-wise, I'm going to be playing that. But I'm still going to play Guilty Gear, for sure. Like, I'm definitely going to maybe play it on stream a couple times. And enter tournaments when I want. You know, I play Soul Bad Guy, so it's not hard to get back in there. But, yeah, just have fun, you know, don't take the game too seriously. You know, the copium has settled down, right? Like, don't feel pressured by the top players to be like, the game sucks now. Like, in my opinion, it's fine. If you think it's fine too, just play when you want, right? You don't have to play every day. You know, just have fun with the game. Alright, that's my take. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and of course, more Melty Blood content coming soon. Take it easy.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。